What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be Put a Ring on It, Season 3, Episode 3. Yeah. So, we're still with Dr. Nicole debriefing after the dates that the guys went on with the women. And we find out that, part of the reason why Zoe and his girlfriend have this volatile situation is that, there's some suspected infidelity. Now, Zoe is like, I don't know what you're talking about. Ain't nothing happening over here, but it is. It's some suspected infidelity, and she said she got the receipts. Then we move over to Shorty and Brian. And, they recapped that he wasn't really feeling the date. He didn't really put a lot of energy into it because him and Shorty were in a bad place. They had been arguing. And so he just wasn't really open to it. He said she probably was a really nice person, but it just didn't really do it for him. Now, Dr. Nicole interpreted what they were going through as her trying to sabotage the situation and create conflict. So when he goes out on a date, he's not in a good headspace. And so she was like, I want you to make sure that you're not trying to sabotage him and make sure that he's able to fully experience the process. But I feel like Dr. Nicole didn't know the whole story, because I think if Dr. Nicole knew why they was having conflict and knew why Shorty was really feeling some kind of way, I think Dr. Nicole might have had a different attitude, because to make it seem like Shorty did something wrong when Brian was the one causing problems, I'm just saying. Then we have Otis and Charlena. So again, he was saying that he enjoyed the day, but there really was no strong connection there for him. And they talked about these boundaries that were, oh no, that's at the end of the episode. That was at the end of the episode. So we find out this week that the guys are going to go out on another date. Everybody's going on a date. I'm sorry, let me say that. Everybody's going on a date except for Zoe and the girl and his girlfriend. They're going to get a one-on-one with Dr. Nicole, right? So let's start with their one-on-one, because it's real easy breezy. Their one-on-one comes down to infidelity. And the one thing Dr. Nicole was trying to explain to her was, you can't stop him from doing anything he wants to do. So you can't put rules in place. You can't bug him. You can't put a tap on his phone. There's nothing you can do that's going to stop him from doing whatever he wants to do. Now, he's saying that ain't nothing happening. He said, when we first met, I was in the streets. Okay. He said, but since we've been together, I've settled down, and she keeps trying to hold stuff against me. Now, she's saying that she has proof of, people posting stuff and people sending her messages and people calling him. And he was like, nah, it ain't like that. It ain't like that. I'm in this entertainment lifestyle. I travel a lot. People try to get to me, to get to my client. He said, he's one of Rick Ross's managers, and that, it's just all in the lifestyle. It's just all in the lifestyle. But he's got that grin on his face. He's got that smile on his face. And Dr. Nicole tells him point blank, you're going to have to figure out a way to create an environment where she feels safe. Because right now, between your mama and that situation, and now you got all these women, she doesn't feel safe. And you have to figure out a way. He was like, well, I can't help it. I've done everything I know to do. And she was like, well, you're going to have to figure it out, because that's on you to create the space for her. I don't know, y'all. That between him not wanting to tell his mama about you, and then he got all these hoes hanging around, child. Anyway, so I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm not tired. Well, I'm not sleepy. I guess I'm tired. Ugh. Anyway, so Otis, do I want to go? No. Yeah, I'll go to Otis and his date. So Otis went on a date with a young lady named Milan, and they found out that they're both from Decatur, and they both went to the same high school. Now, they went horseback riding. And he said he really enjoyed it. It was nice to be back outside, and he enjoys these types of things. You can tell that he likes to ride horses. You can tell he's done it before. So after they got done riding horses, they were drinking some wine and hanging out, a little bit. And we found out that Milan is a DJ, and she invites him to her set. And he was like, ooh, that's a little tricky. He was like, I really want to go and hear her, DJ set, but I know that that's going to be kind of taking me into an area that I shouldn't go. That's going to be a little tricky. Now, the way he was acting so elusive when she tried to ask him about his date and how his date went, I'm thinking that maybe he went to this DJ set, that he found a way to get there, because he sounded like he really wanted to go. And then when she was asking him about the date, he was just very elusive. She's nice, yeah, she was cute, yeah, we had a good time. I said, I don't know about this one, Otis. I don't know about this one, Otis. Oh, did I forget to say that none of the guys wanted to go out on the second date with the women they went on? Okay, so all the women are new. We know that Shorty is going on a second date with Hollywood, and then Charlena went on a date with a new guy. So then, okay, so we have Otis. Well, let's go ahead and talk about Charlena's date. So Charlena went on a date with a guy by the name of Brent. Now, Brent, we found out later on that Brent has aspirations to run for public office. And Brent is really cool. Charlena said they had great conversations. She said it was intriguing to her that, he wants to go into politics, and she said they had good conversation and it was easy and it flowed. What we found out about Otis, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, y'all. But what we found out about Otis is that he's what they call a traditionalist. Now, I think we're trying very nice not to use certain words like maybe a male chauvinist, but he's a traditionalist and he has very clear roles for women. So one of the questions that she asked Brent was about roles and people, the roles of the people, and he said, I am traditional in the sense that I want to be in a place by the time I get married and have a family, I want to be in a place where my wife doesn't have to work if she doesn't want to. And she was like, okay, now that's the part, if she doesn't want to, right? Yeah, because you want to work, you want to work. He said, and she said, what about submitting? And again, that word, I don't know, y'all, that made me go ding, 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 ding. And he was like, I really don't like that word submit. He said, because that makes it seem like almost like, like you're a slave to somebody. He said, in a relationship, there are times when both parties have to submit. So I'm okay with that. He said, but I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like it terms like that. So they went to go make pasta. And of course, Otis had to make a joke about how, she don't know how to cook. He was like, I don't care, it's all good. She was like, I do know how to cook. But they looked like they had a cute date, they made the pasta and everything. But I think both of them are a little intrigued with who they went out with. And it'll be interesting to see if either one of them go on a second date with the person they went on a date with. Well, actually, I already know one of them does, but I don't want to spoil it for y'all. You look at the previews, you can see. So I don't want to spoil it for y'all who go on a second date with who, but at least one of them does. So then we get over to Shorty's apartment, and come to find out that the date that's coming to pick up, her name is Malaysia. Come to find out, she used to be Shorty's intern down to the radio station. Now she shows up, and what them cars called a slingback, a slingshot, them little cars. And so Shorty was like, you know what, I was in a better situation, I was in a better headspace, but now I don't know how to feel because they know each other. Like, that's crazy. And here's the part that I don't like about this show. Like, I get it. I get the drama. I get all of that. But what I ain't like was that she was like, Malaysia talking about something, well, may the best woman win. What you mean? What you not going to do is sit up in my apartment that I pay this good rent for, talking about something, may the best woman win. Man, that's my boyfriend. The best woman has already won. I was like, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So then they go out on their date. They go to a little, like a crab roll place, like a crafty crab type situation. And he's from Louisiana, so he was teaching her how to eat the crawfish. So they get to talking, about, they got to talk. And she gonna say, well, what are some of your bad, your bad qualities? Because, you seem like a really cool guy, yada, yada, yada. And he was like, well, it's because when my heart gets misunderstood, when I'm really being there and I'm really trying to be that good guy and it gets misunderstood. That answer was when you go on a job interview answer and they say, what are some of your bad qualities? Oh, I just work so hard. Do you though? So then she gonna say, well, what do you do for a living? This man gonna say, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. But right now, I'm just kind of doing some general contracting work. But I have a cooking vlog, and all three of those things add up to how much money? Because I feel like not a lot. Now I'm all here for stand by your man and helping him get to where he want to go. Let's be clear. But I'm just saying, I'm just feeling like some of this insecurity that he has is traced back to the lifestyle he's able to live with Miss Shorty. But that's just my opinion. So then we know that Shorty went on a second date with Hollywood. And it was a cool date. You know, Hollywood is a good guy, whatever. He wasn't trying to be too over the top. But we got some more disturbing information about Brian. He said she was talking about all the things that he don't do or doesn't give her or whatever. And he was like, well, you ain't never tried to like break up with him? And she was like, I've tried. He won't let me. I broke up with him. I moved to a new place. And then he just followed me home from work. So you broke up with him and you had to move to, because moving to a new place sort of gives me the impression that you felt like you had to move to a new spot. So you moved to a new spot, and because you wouldn't tell him where you lived and he didn't know how to get to you, he showed up at your job and followed you home from work. And that doesn't set off a warning bell for you? There's no ding, 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 ding in the back of your head? And Hollywood was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, ain't nothing cute about that. And then he said, listen, all I'm going to say to you at this point is at the end of the day, life is too short to be unhappy. If it ain't what you want, do what you got to do. Y'all, last week I was disturbed. This week, now I'm borderline, like, really, really concerned. Because that is some stalker shit. That is a Lifetime movie waiting to happen. What is wrong? I watch too much true crime for this. Y'all. Then we get back, so we debriefing with Dr. Nicole. Listen, let me tell you something. Zoe and Shay ain't nothing there because, like I said, we had the whole one-on-one with them, child. We ain't worried about them. Hollywood, we didn't even get to we didn't even get to Brian and Shorty like that. I mean, we did, but we didn't. Nothing. There's nothing there. Otis and Charlena is where we are stuck. And Charlena made a comment about they came up with rules. No, he made up the rules. And and here's the thing. They're warning signs, right? He kept cutting her off. He wouldn't let her finish talking. He was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? We came up with those together. And she was like, no, you came up with them. I just agreed to go along with them. But they came up with these rules, and one of the rules was after each date, they would share what happened on the date. So when Dr. Nicole asked him about the date, he's telling her all this stuff that he didn't tell Charlena when she asked him about the date. Like, we went to the same high school, and we did this and we did that. Oh, none of that came up. So now she said something about feeling scolded. Oh, what she say that for? Baby, Otis was not here for the scolding. He was like, sometimes when I don't even scold her, she feel like she's scolded. So Dr. Nicole was like, first of all, let's acknowledge her feelings. She said that this is how she feels. And her feelings are valid. And, you know, her perception is her reality. So first, we're going to address that. We're going to acknowledge that. She said, but second, I want you to hear what you said. You said that even when I don't scold her, she feels scolded. She said, so basically what you're saying is that there are times when you do scold her, which means that you are treating her like a child. And there's a problem. Baby, he didn't like that because he thought he had outsmarted Dr. Nicole, and he thought that he had got past that whole scolding thing. But Dr. Nicole was like, no, ma'am, because what you had said was. And baby, he was not happy about that. He kept trying to play them Jedi mind tricks on Dr. Nicole and on Charlena. Now, Charlena used to it. So she just kind of got quiet and she just kind of went into herself a little bit. But Dr. Nicole was here for it. Dr. Nicole was like, see, this is what you need to hear. You are not her father. Like, you don't chastise her. You don't scold her. You know, and at the end of the day, y'all have to listen to each other and be present. And she threw that thing back at him. Baby, he was like, I hear what you're saying. But she was like, just sit in it for a minute. Just sit there. Just sit in it. I want you to just hear it. I want you to process it. I want you to sit in it. Like, in other words, don't be trying to come back at me and tell me what I did do or what I didn't do or what you agree or don't agree with. No, sir. This is what I said and this is what it is. But, baby, I got my eye on Brian and Otis. The sad thing is, crazy ass, cheating ass Lonzo is going to probably be the least problematic out of the three. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.